Good morning, students. Welcome back to online microprocessor and microcontroller classes. In continuation to the last class, in this video I am going to talk about the internal architecture of 8257 and the pin diagram of that 8257. As we discussed in the previous class, 8257 is nothing but it is a programmable integrated circuit which has been producing by the Intel Corporation, and it is named as a DMA controller. DMA stands for, in the last class we have studied the features of a DMA controller. DMA stands for direct memory access. As we know that microprocessor can be interfaced with the various input-output devices. In such cases, a microprocessor can be interfaced with the memory and some input-output devices. If the input-output devices wanted to access the memory, access the data from the memory, then it has to request the processor. So processor will find the address of that memory location, so that the processor will fetch that data and it will give to the input output devices. This much process is needed whenever the input output devices wanted to access the data from the memory with the involvement of the processor. But whereas by making use of the DMA, that is direct memory access integrated circuit, the input output devices can directly access the memory, so that the speed of the data rate between the memory and input output devices will be more. So DMA stands for direct memory access, and it has been fabricating by the Intel Corporation, and we have been getting this as a programmable integrated circuit with the IC number, that is 8257. In the last class we have discussed 8257 is a programmable integrated circuit. It can allows the input output devices to access the memory without interference of that particular processor, that may be 8086 microprocessor or 8085 microprocessor. In the last class I have explained the features of 8257. So in today's class I am going to talk about the internal architecture and followed by the pin diagram. Internal architecture of the 8257, that is a DMA controller, will be having the 5 parts. Internal architecture of 8257 is having the 5 parts. First one is about 4 individual channels it can have. That means by making use of the 8257, 4 input output devices can be interfaced with the 8086 microprocessor or 8085 microprocessor, such that these 4 input output devices can access the data directly from the memory by requesting the data bus or the system bus of the 8086 microprocessor from the memory. Then I am going to talk about the 5 parts of that internal architecture of 808 internal parts of this 8257, in which the first part is named as 4 individual channels, and that 4 individual channels are channel 0 to channel 1, channel 2 and channel 3, and there are 4 individual channels, and each individual channel can be connected with the 1 input output devices, so that by making use of the DMA controller, 4 input output devices can be interfaced with the 8086 microprocessor, that Intel 8257 DMA controller is having the 4 individual channels, and that individual channels are named as channel 0, channel 1, channel 2 and channel 3, and these 4 channels can interface with the 4 input output devices by making use of the 4 pins in the integrated circuit. DRQ, that is nothing but it is a data request, and we are having the 4 channels that is based on the request, that is DRQ means it is by having the signal at the data request 3 pin, so that fourth input output devices can access the memory location without involving the 8086 microprocessor. This is DRQ2, that is what data request 2 means the input output devices which is connected at the third one, and that will be access the memory directly without involvement of the processor. Like that we are having the 4 channel, and so that we are having the 4 data request pins in the integrated circuit, that is 8257, that is a DMA controller. DMA stands for direct memory access. That means without involvement of the 8086 microprocessor, any input output devices can directly access the data from the memory, so that it is named as DMA. DMA stands for direct memory access. So that the first one in the internal architecture, that is nothing but 4 individual channels it is having, which are having the names channel 0, channel 1, channel 2 and channel 3. These are 4 channels, so that 4 input output devices can be interfaced with the particular pin, that is DRQ0 to DRQ3. Any one input output devices can be used to selected to have the accessing of the memory. Next one is a data bus buffer, and it is a 8-bit data bus buffer. That means what, in order to have the data from the memory location, any memory location, so that it requires to have the data bus, and the data bus size is about, it is a 8-bit and it is a bidirectional one, because input output devices has been interfacing with the 8086 microprocessor, so that input output devices either can read the data from the memory or that can write the data into the memory, so that this data bus is a bidirectional one. That means what, it can take the data into the memory and it can take the data from the memory location, so that it is a 8-bit bidirectional one. And so that, and this is again third part in the internal architecture of 8257. It is nothing but read write logic. That means what, any input output devices by making use of the DMA controller can read the data from the memory location, can write the data into that particular memory location, so that it is having the 5 parts in internal architecture of 8257, that is a DMA controller. First one is it is having the 4 channels, so that each channel can be interfaced with one input output devices. Second one is it is a data bus buffer. That means it is a 8-bit bidirectional data bus, so that it can read at a time 8-bit of data, or it can write the 8-bit of data into the any memory location of that 1 megabyte of memory, so that it can be allowed to perform the read and write operation, so that is looking by the read and write logic. Next one is a control or a mode set logic. That means we know that the 8257 can allows us to operate in the 2 modes, that is fixed mode or rotating mode. Fixed mode means irrespective of data request, any one channel can be directly connected to their memory, so that it can take the data from that memory location. Whereas in case of rotating, that means what, by making use of priority resolving logic, any one particular data request signal will be selected such that serves the input output devices which is connected to that particular pin, so that control logic is going to give the in which mode the 8257 has to be operated, either that is in fixed mode or rotating mode, and that fixed and rotating mode will be defined by the priority resolving logic. And these 5 are the very important in the internal architecture of the 8257. I am going with the another important topic, that is nothing but it is a pin diagram of 8257 DMA. DMA stands for direct memory access. It is an integrated circuit which allows the input output devices to access directly of the memory location to read the data or to write the data. And this is a programmable integrated circuit. It has been fabricating by the Intel Corporation, and we have been getting this integrated circuit in the number that is 8257, and it is a 40 pin integrated circuit, and it is a 40 pin integrated circuit. All the 40 pins are mentioned here, and here this is about input output read operation. That means what? We know that 4 channels, that in internal architecture of 8257 there are the 4 channels are there. Each channel can be connected with one input output devices, so that any input output devices is getting the data from the memory location or writing the data into the memory location, and that is based on these 2 operations only. We will come to know by making use of these 2 pins what the 8257 is doing the function at present. So that if this pin is active low pin and if this is indicating 0, that means what? This 8257 is allowing the input output devices to read the data from the memory location. If this is IOW, that is nothing but input output write the data, that means what? If it is giving the active low signal, that is 0, so that we must understand that input output devices are writing the data into one particular memory location, and this is about memory location. That means what? That particular memory location, whatever the register is there with the address, and that particular memory location is going with the operation is named as a reading operation, and that particular memory location is going with the writing operation. This is nothing but memory reading, and this is memory writing. Then the next one is a mark, and it is going to give the information of the last operation. What the operation? That means what? 8257, whether it is served with the channel 1, channel 2, channel 3. Likewise, we are going to verify by checking this mark signal pin. And next one is a ready pin. Whenever it is going to start any one particular accessing of data by making use of the input output devices, this is going to give the signal that is active high signal, which is nothing but 1. That means what? Whenever this is indicating 1, we should understand that the 8257 is ready to perform the function. That means what? It is going to request the 8086 microprocessor such that it borrows the system bus, so that that system bus is going to given to the input output devices. By that input output devices are directly going to access the memory location. And next one is a hold acknowledgement. That means what? 8257 will give the request to the 8086 microprocessor. By taking that request, that is going to give the acknowledgement such that the current operation is getting into the mode that is hold operation. That means what? Whatever the current operation is carried by the 8086 microprocessor, it is going to stop that, it is going to pass that operation such that that is going to give the same information to the 8257, so that it is an active high signal, so that whenever it signal indicates the 1, that means that 8257 understand that it stops that particular current operation, it passes that particular current operation, so that we can borrow the system bus of the 8086 microprocessor. And this is nothing but it is an address trove, and that means whenever this 8257 has been using the higher address bus, that is A8 to A15, that is 8 bits of address bus, so that we can give, it can indicate the signal is 1, and it is this is address trove bus. That means what? Whenever the 8257 has been using the higher address bus, that is A8 to A15, it is going to indicate the 1. This is nothing but address enable. That means what? Whenever the 8257 has to get the data by making use of the input output devices, it is going to indicate the 1. And this is hold request. That means what? Whenever we are going to request whenever 8257 requests the 8086 microprocessor, it is going to give the acknowledgement, that is hold acknowledgement, and that is given by the hold request only. So that from this pin we are going to request that 8086 microprocessor. After taking this request, it is going to give the acknowledgement in return to the 8257. This is nothing but it is a chip select pin. That means what? It is nothing but enable pin of 8257. It is a clock, that is nothing but it is going to describe the speed of the 8257, and one of the main important feature of 8257 functionality of the 8257, it is going to make the compatibility between the 8086 microprocessor and the input output devices, and it is going to make the compatibility between the memory and input output devices, so that the clock speed is going to make the synchronization between the processor and input output devices and the memory and input output devices. After completion of the data transfer or the data exchange between the memory input output devices, and it is going to reset to 1, and it is acknowledgement. We are having the 4 channels, so that whenever the one particular operation is completed by making use of any one particular channel, so that it is going to give the acknowledgement from the 8086 microprocessor. It is going to get the acknowledgement from the 8086 microprocessor, so that there are 4 acknowledgements are there, because we are having the 4 channels. So that what are the channels we are having? Channel 0, channel 1, channel 2 and channel 3. All these 4 channels are connected with the 4 different input output devices, so that we can access that 4 channels. We can access the data from the memory input output devices by making use of the 4 request pins. 4 request pins, that is DQR0, DQR1, DQR2, DQR3, and likewise we can go with the you can go with the 4 request pins, and after taking that request, and that is going to give the 4 acknowledgement, that is DC DAQ02 and DACQ, that is 3. Likewise we can have the 4 input output devices. Coming to the, this is a ground. That means what we know, that in the electronic circuit or electrical circuitry, all the negatives must be connected to the ground. To make that all the negatives to be grounded, we have to go with the ground pin, and coming to the ground pin, is it the 20th pin, and all these pins are there in the left side of the integrated circuit. Coming to the right side, we know that it is having the data bus of 8 pins, and so that we can have the address bus of 8 pins only. That is we are having, this is A7, A6, A5, A6, A5, and this is A4, and this is a higher order address bus, and this is a lower order address bus, so that we can have the 4 address pins A0 to A7, and the next pin is a terminal count, that is TC. That is nothing but it is going to give the status of the count register. That means what? How many operation has been carried by the 8257 in one particular given time, and that will be described by the TC. TC is nothing but it is a terminal count. And coming to the VCC, it is a power supply. We know that VCC is always plus 5 volts for the integrated circuit. So far we have studied the many integrated circuit in the microprocessor, microcontroller, and all are biased with the plus 5 volts of DC voltage only, and it is having the address for data bus of 8-bit bidirectional data bus, that is D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6 and D7. That means what? D0 to D7 total, it is a address by the 8-bit address, but and all these are bidirectional pins only, because 8257 is going to allow the input output devices to read the data from the memory or to write the data into the memory, so that these data pins must be bidirectional pins only. Then only we can have the proper function from the 8257 by making use of the input output devices. The main function of the DMA controller, that is 8257, is that it is going to borrow the system bus of 8086 microprocessor. After borrowing that system bus of 8086 microprocessor, it is going to give that system bus to the input output devices, such that input output devices directly access the memory, directly access the data from the memory, that is 1 megabyte of memory, and that can be ease of the data transfer between the input output devices and the memory, so that DMA is nothing but direct memory access. By making use of this DMA controller, we can have the direct accessing of the memory location for the input output devices. DMA controller is also a processor, so that this processor has been connecting with the one more processor, that is 8086 microprocessor. That means this whenever this 8257 DMA controller has been connecting with the 8086 microprocessor, we can call this mode of operation is a maximum mode of operation from the 8086 microprocessor or 8085 microprocessor. So student, this is very important, and with the one more class this DMA controller is going to be completed. Thank you students.